Well, by a unanimous vote of 9-0, City Council members took a tour of the dilapidated Sheraton Hotel downtown that has 600 rooms, but only 400 are usable, and decided maybe it's time that we float this bond issue and get this passed so that the city will now buy this hotel for $22 million, even though the bonds will be $30 million worth. Let's show the graphic on that. Yeah, a $30 million bond purchase. The hope is that they can transfer to an unnamed nonprofit within 2 years, and lots of unanswered questions, but one of the biggest, and Mark Billingsley, who was on this show last week, raised it, I thought, with, made a very, very good case. In this business, it costs, on average, $80,000 to $100,000 to renovate each room in a hotel and bring it up, do the tile and the carpeting and bedding and everything else that's required. With times 600 rooms, that's close to $90 and $100 million to do that. So who's going to come in and spend that kind of money and get this hotel where it needs to be so it is suitable to be sitting next to a $300 million convention center that's just been renovated? What are your thoughts on this? What are you wanting to know about it, Catherine?
I definitely want to know, have they planned out the cost of the renovation before buying it? Because that's a thing you do before entering into this first financial agreement. I'd like to know where the money is coming for the renovations. I'd like to know more about this 2-year plan. I'd like to know who the nonprofit is. I have a lot of questions. I get the whole premise that they put so much into the Renaissance Center. You really do need a good convention center hotel. I've been to a lot of cities that have both, and both are city owned. But there's so many unanswered questions at this point. It's hard to have a fully developed opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. What are your thoughts about it?
I just wish, I don't think they had a choice. I really don't. I don't. But I don't like the situation we're in. And I hope 2 things. Number one, they'll find an anchor supporter. I love University of Memphis Holiday Inn Hotel, where you can get training and learn the business, get credit. Maybe they can do something creative like that with public education. I don't know. And then I would love for the mayor to select some business leaders and a community liaison to talk about how we get this done. So it's not just him hearing himself, but he's hearing it from people who are in the trenches. I thought Mark Billingsley made some excellent points last week, and I don't think those should be ignored, but and I think there are some business leaders out here that can give him some sound advice as he tread this water of getting this done.
And we're also concerning the Daily Memphian Sam Hardiman, who was also on the show, brought up Baltimore. That's had a similar arrangement, and it's cost taxpayers tens of millions of dollars more than they thought it would. There's going to be a lot of watchful eyes, as there should be on this.
As there should be. And I do feel for the mayor having to tackle this. But he did have 9-0 vote on the city council, so they are supportive. J.B. Smiley was on record as supporting this. But I agree. Mark Billingsley raised some good points, and he was pretty harsh after the vote came down, too, that they're making a mistake here. But we'll just have to wait and see about that.
All right, Twan, I'm going to go to you first on this one, since you're a former school board member. Something interesting happened recently. 2 different letters from former board members, Althea Green, who was the board chair, and member Mauricio Calvo. You see their pictures there. They both sent public letters saying that the hiring of Dr. Marie Fagans, the MSCS superintendent, was a big mistake. That's almost unprecedented. I've never seen anything like that happen before. Your thoughts on the action of the letter itself, and do they have a point?
Well, let me talk about, in her contract, it's my understanding that there is an agreement that she is to have a 6-month review. Inasmuch as those board members served with her and saw her work firsthand, especially the board president, I think that they had a responsibility, not obligation, but a responsibility to share those experiences with their board members, especially the new ones who will also sit in the spot of trying to give an evaluation on someone that they haven't worked with. So I think they did what they needed to do as responsible board members. What I regret is that Marcio's letter was sent directly to the superintendent. The president sent her letter to the board members. They were not trying to publicly embarrass her. What they were trying to do was try to help with the evaluation process.
Which is also underway.
That's right. And somebody leaked it. And so now we have this. But I think they have a responsibility to give their honest assessments. That's what they were elected to do.
Well, we do have this looming evaluation, Otis. We haven't had a response from Dr. Fagans yet to the letters, but you have done some reporting on this that I think people will be interested to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to at least one board member, and I learned that there's going to be an effort to submit a resolution to the entire board to actually put Dr. Fagans on some kind of suspension. Because the board member that I talked to agrees wholeheartedly with what Althea Green said in her letter and what Mauricio Calvo said in his letter, and raised a lot of other issues about the administration not taking care of business, including starting tomorrow. There's something called the Fall Break Academy that's held each fall break at the YMCA here in Memphis. Funding was supposed to be gotten for that. The administration dropped the ball on that, and at the last minute, the School Seed Foundation, Vince McCaskill, came to the rescue, and this was at the request of new board members, Sable Ote, Tawana Murphy, and Doris Coleman, to get this done. It's just another example of the fact that the new board members are agreeing that Dr. Fagans is not doing a job.
It's the phrase I think is blank show. I just can't tell you what the first word is. We're out of time, unfortunately, but I want to thank my panel very much for being here, shedding some insight on some very important stories, and thank you at home as well. We'll see you next week for ABC24 This Week.